Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV and welcome to our new series of videos called Who Are You? Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, I'm here with episode 2 of Who Are You? And what we've got today is we've got Scott. So Scott, welcome to episode 2 of Who Are You? So do you want to tell the viewers who you are?
Yep, definitely, Andy. My name's Scott. Been a City fan all my life. I'm based in London.
Smashing. Well, as you know, if you saw the first one, that first episode, I'm going to ask you 5 questions all about City. So the first question I'm going to ask you is your first City game.
It was a boring 0-0 draw, Andy. My late father took me to the game. It was against Fulham. 78-79 in the Platt Lane end on those terrible wooden benches.
Yeah, oh God, I remember them. They were I must admit, they were one of my first sort of season tickets and things like that going was Platt Lane and those terrible benches.
You kind of moved round from Platt Lane. You graduated to the Kippax. The Kippax then went to the North Stand. And then when you got a little bit older, you ended up in the main stand.
Well, my first was in the corner stand with my dad in the open area on his shoulders and things like that. And eventually, Platt Lane and North Stand, but it was Kippax for me eventually. So, okay, so on to your second question, your favourite ever City game. And it can be one you've watched live or one that you've watched on TV.
It's a tough one. But I'm going to say it's going to be 89, 5-1 against United.
Which one again, sorry?
5-1 against United.
Yeah, Main Road.
Yeah, Main Road. Absolutely classic.
That's my favourite game.
When basically we had no bragging rights. And to walk away from the ground that day, it was something else.
Well, when I interviewed David White last summer, sat down with him for a couple of days, and we were talking about everything City, and I asked him about that game, and he was sort of nonplussed about that game, and I said that's my favourite all-time game. I was there, I was literally climbing over fences to get in with my mates who were next door, and he said, yeah, but you got to remember, we'd had a crap season. And yeah, it was a good win, but overall, I don't look at it like that. And I was like, oh my God, it was like absolutely mega for us at that particular time because we were that poor, yet we beat United 5-1.
Well, exactly. I mean, 10 years of suffering to have a game like that. I mean, my biggest moment was seeing City win the Youth Cup with 20-odd thousand at Main Road. And, it was always passed down. To have a day like that, you can put the Charlton 5-1, the Huddersfield 10-1 in there, but to beat them 5-1, something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, moving on to question 3, and that's your favourite all-time City player.
It's a tough one. If I can put in my late father's words, Dave Ewing saved Birch Almond's life in the 56 Cup final. He never saw a player kick the ball out as much from Wembley Stadium. My all-time player, it's a tough one, Andy, but I'm going to say Richard Dunn. Richard Dunn, from when we were struggling, he was a one-man team for us, and he grabbed us by the neck and just took us over the line. He was immense.
He was incredible. I mean, great captain, and I think, was it 5 times? I can't remember now. Was it 5 times player of the season? Absolutely incredible. And yeah, he sometimes gets lost in that. So it's interesting you've gone for Dunny. I see him around sometimes around where I live, and he sometimes he comes home. I think he's got a house close to where I live, and used to see him take his kids bowling and sort of like let on and say hello. And I've never really had the confidence to go up and have a chat with him. But maybe now I'm on Man City Fan TV. Next time I see him, I will definitely grab him because he was a wonderful player. Okay, so moving on to question 4: best City goal ever and why?
It's got to be Andy Hinchcliffe, the 5th. Absolute bullet header, without a shadow of a doubt. Bishop, the cross, and bang! It was just there. It was something else. And you wouldn't expect Andy Hinchcliffe to score a bullet header. And there it was, 20 yards out, bang, gone. Perfect goal.
And the celebration afterwards.
Oh, it was something else. Something else, putting the 5 fingers up. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's... I'll answer my 5 questions when all the series is over and do one at the end, and that is definitely one of mine that I'm toying with for that particular question. Great. So moving on to the final question, and that is, if you could have one player, past or present, dead or alive, for City or any other team, doesn't have to be City, that you would have in this current team now under Pep Guardiola, who would it be and why?
Again, a tough one, but I'm going to go Paul Lake.
So why?
In his time, when I watched him, he was majestic. And I think, you talk about Rodri and Busquets and everybody else, Paul Lake was the epitome of all of those players. And if you just put him in Pep's team, I think he'd absolutely shine.
Yeah, it's a real shame. It's one of those that...
You can throw Michael Johnson in there, who's a great player as well.
Yeah.
But, I saw Paul Lake more than Michael Johnson, who only had a couple of seasons, unfortunately, for his career. But Paul Lake, for me, without a shadow of a doubt.
Amazing player. And I'm sure when we go through this series of Who Are You, I'm sure there'll be the odd person will actually pull up Paul Lake as one of those, because he had just...
He was City through and through, Andy. He was everything about the club. And I'm going back in time. You take little snippets. We had the Jim Tolme's and all those kind of players, Steve Kinsey. Paul Lake was something that was marvelled by the guys in the ground and the ladies in the ground. And it was something that was... We've not seen somebody like that play football at Main Road.
Touted as the next England captain.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll throw Paul Power in there again, another City legend. Who basically had blue blood. But Paul Lake, cruelly curtailed with his career. If he was in Pep's team now, wow, I think he'd be amazing.
Yeah. Well, listen. Thank you very much for answering those 5 questions, Scott. All that's left for me to say is thank you for coming on Who Are You on Man City Fan TV. Thank you very much. And if anybody wants to follow you on any social media, if you're on any...
I'm on Instagram. It's Williams Photo, PHOTO _South. And that's my Instagram. And the cat's just jumped on the bed for me.
Well, listen, thank you very much, Scott. Have a wonderful day.
Andy, keep up all the good work. Fantastic channel.
I really appreciate that. Thank you for your support.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Take care.